Hello, hi to everyone. So myself, I'm Raviteja from Go Online Trainings, which I have an experience of giving trainings on Python data science 5+ years, and overall data science years of experience is 8 years. So I worked in Indian Space Research Organization. Later, I was completely into the research where I published in national international journals, and I worked in AI, Artificial Intelligence Research Department at the Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, where I started my own startup, which I got a patent also in the AI healthcare product. So where I am plan to publish some of the patents in the future. So where I'm currently working as a data scientist, and completely I'm working on the projects on generative AI and agentic AI. This is my background. So here I am here for you to take a lecture on Python. So for whom, like the persons who have to learn this Python, is there any restriction there to learn the Python? Who are eligibility to learn the Python? Even from the first standard to till 99 age person can learn the Python. So everyone feel it's like as a simple English language. Even from 3 year kid to 99 age person, everyone can learn. So it may, you will feel that this is a kind of a programming. Generally, everyone will thought that programming means it is a difficult. So in our class, if you are going to attend, especially in Go Online Trainings Python's class, you will not feel that much difficulty. Definitely will make you get easier, and definitely you can able to write a programs on your own by the end of this course. So that is the first thing you have to keep in your mind. If you have any fear in your mind to write programming, just please remove that and please join with full of empty brain and join the class so that whatever we are telling, so that you will get an idea very clear picture. If you have clear picture in your mind what we are telling, what you are listening, what you are practicing, definitely it will feel make easier for you. That is what even you know, practice makes man perfect. That is a kind of a proverb which you already come across from your childhood. The same proverb here also it will work. If you learn the programming in the step-by-step fashion, once you remove that entire fear in your mind, keep blank and come to the class. Whatever I am telling, just you also try to practice along with me. Even if you have the doubt in the class, if you are going to ask that, we will clarify. I am there here to clarify your doubts only. If you are keeping the in your mind all the doubts, there will not be any use. So feel free and keep your empty brain and join the course. So whatever I am telling, try to practice that. Definitely will be master in the Python by the end of the course. This is a thing anyone can learn. Simple, it is like as an English language. If you know an English language, definitely you will feel this Python language is very easy for you. If you know how to talk, how to read, how to write an English, you will not feel that much difficult of learning the Python programming. So that much it is easier for you. So you that everyone, even who coming from non-IT background also can write the program very well. So that I can assure and guarantee you that you can able to cop up and write the program. So don't think as that as you are coming from non-IT, whether I am able to write a program or not. This kind of fears please remove whenever you are coming to my class especially. So this is a thing. Second question is Who all can learn this Python programming? I answered this. Third question is, after learning this Python, so ultimately if you are going to learn something, definitely you will expect something. Yeah, I think everyone knows, even I also know. That is nothing but the job. What is the job? What are all the jobs we can get if we learn the Python? If you learn Python, there are several kind of roles. Everyone nowadays is using the Python only. Why Python is most popular means instead of writing multiple lines of the code in other programming languages, 10 to 15 to 20 lines, here in Python you can be able to write in 2 to 3 lines of code. The same application, same output expectation, the same thing whatever you are expecting in other languages, it will be very complex and even we will get more lines of code. The same thing if you are doing in the Python, even the lines of the code also can be reduced and you can able to implement it very easily because Python is having more libraries. So after learning this Python, either you can go for data analyst role, data engineer role, data scientist role, machine learning role, ML ops role, DevOps engineer. So if for every role nowadays everyone is expecting to know the Python. So unless if you don't know the Python programming language, even if you learn the other languages, suppose if you go for data engineering, if you are going for data engineering, the skills you require like Python, SQL, Apache, Kafka, Big Data, Hadoop, Hive, like that so many tools and languages which should be required if you are going for a data engineer role. So, but if you know the Python and if you don't know the other, if you know all the other things, but if you don't know the Python, then there is no meaning of learning all the skills and the languages if you don't know the Python. So, which is a crucial and essential part if you are going for a data engineer role. Not only data engineer, data analyst, data scientist, so Gen AI, what we are hearing nowadays, Gen AI and agentic AI. So everywhere, the most popular and trending courses, wherever you are learning, wherever you are hearing, so the most common language is Python. So everything you are going to develop in the Python only. Even in future also the jobs will get increase in AI. But the most essential thing behind if you want to increase that jobs in AI and if you want to get secure that particular job, definitely must and should you should require the Python programming knowledge. Unless if you don't know the Python programming language, no one will be able to recruit you in the companies. So what are the applications which are all can be done through other programming languages? The same thing can be done here also. But only the difference between that one and here is there if you are doing simple kind of an addition of two numbers, just you will be writing 6 to 7 lines of code there. But here just you will be writing in one line itself. So that much powerful the Python programming, even it is easier also to learn and implement. So this is the most major three questions which everyone have in their mind. So the topics which I am going to cover in this course is module 1. So what is identifier, what are comments, variables, all these things we are going to discuss here. In module 2, standard input and output libraries like it. So same in other programming language, how we have identifiers, comments, indentation, statements, variables, primitive data types list, tuple dictionary sets. All these are all the basics which are essentials for the Python programming language. How we, if you are writing single line of code or 2 lines of code in the Python, how we have to give the comments in Python programming. So that we will be learning here. In other programming languages, if we are going to see in the C or C++ or whatever the language we know in the Java, so there we are going to open through the flower braces. Instead of using those kind of flower braces, here we don't require any flower braces. There they will maintain some kind of an indentation concept. So what that indentation, everything we are going to see in the further lectures. Next one is what are statements, what are variables. So if you want to do something related to the data, so something you have to store the data into the some variable. So unless if you are not storing somewhere, then if you want to use that same data in the further use, then again you have to implement from the starting. So that's why whatever the things you are going to get, the data you have to get stored into the some memory location. For that memory location, we are going to point that name as variable. So what are the primitive data types? So data types are which are essential. So what are all different data types which are available in the Python? All will be discussing here. As you know, that list, tuples, dictionary, and sets will go in deep of each and every data type, data structure, and we will see the what are all the inbuilt functions which are existing. Next one is module 2. Standard input output operators, if statement for loop, nested for loop, while nested for and if. So even in the real time, if we are going to see, if we want to take some decision, so we will be going to consider something based upon that we are going to take a decision. So suppose for example, if you want to get a job, even if you got some opportunities in India as well as in the foreign countries also. Assume that you got in both the countries, you got different admissions. But so in that, which country you have to choose? There you are going to mention like condition. So if this so and so condition, I will go for this country. Assume that you the so and so condition is weather. The weather, if it is less than 28, I will move to the other place. Unless otherwise, I will stay here itself. You are going to take a decisions based on some kind of a if-else conditions. The similar way here in the Python also we will be writing a program based on this if-else condition. If this get happen, then only that will happen. That is what here if statement for loop. Even for loop also which similar. So we'll discuss that. Next one is what are functions. The function if we want to implement same thing, you no need to call the function again and again. So once you define something, wherever you want to use that function, you can use, you can implement. No need to develop from the scratch. So functions can be useful to reuse the code. The same code we want 10 to 15 times when the same code you cannot do the multiple times. So what are functions, what are lambda function? Next one is exception handling. What is an exception handling? So if you are trying to go for a production, if you are going to for something, whatever the code you are going to implement, whatever the logic you are going to exploit, everything you keep it into the try block. So that is a kind of an exception handling. So where we are going to handle such kind of an errors which can be done through this Python. Next one is module 5. User defined exceptions, logging and debugging. So suppose if it is going to maintain, if you are going to implement some very huge program, huge project, you are going to implement lines to lines of code. You don't know where in which line this error we got it. So in order to track each and every line and of the changes of the code, just we are doing the kind of the trapping. So that is a kind of defined exceptions logging. Next one is OOPS concept. This OOPS concept, which is very important, 6 and 7. So not only these concepts, even we will move forward with the other concepts also. Parallelly with the data structures also we'll be discussing here. Inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. So the OOPS concept which can be used through for the production level environment. Unless if you are not going through this production level environment, it is not. In the OOPS, wherever if you are going for to the production, definitely the OOPS concept is the most thing. So all those we'll be discussing here. So somewhere, sometimes the data is going to get stored into the some database. Our data is going to get stored into the some vector database. Our data is going to get stored into the some cloud. So wherever the data is going to get stored into the some platforms, we have to connect those Python. We have to connect interact with those database and we have to extract those data from those databases. Next one is NumPy and Pandas. NumPy library is used for the numerical Python. Suppose if you want to do some kind of a mathematical operations in Python, so there we are going to use NumPy. Pandas is to create a data frame and to do some kind of a data analysis where you are going to use the Pandas. Next one is visualization libraries. In order to know what kind of visualizations, in the visualizations also so many visualizations get happened, but in that few of the visualizations which are expected. So in that visualization libraries, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Plotly, couplings, all those kind of visualizations. Next one is where we are going to discuss about the statistics, inferential statistics and descriptive statistics. What is meant by descriptive statistics? Like mean, median, mode, all these kind of different basics of the statistics where we are going to discuss inferential statistics. Why these two modules also I have included here is if you want to go for as a data analyst role, as you have to know the basics of the statistics, even not only with the data analyst, even for the machine learning engineer role also, you need this kind of a statistics. In module 11 and 12, what are all the essentials which are required for the statistics? Everything we will be discussing here. Next one is in exploratory data analysis. You are going to do some kind of an EDA, such that if you are going for the two variables, based on the two variables, whether it is a positively related or negatively related. So, and even how kind of the two futures, if you are going to take considering the two futures, and based on those, considering those two futures, which one is the best? So like that, you are going to do some kind of an EDA, exploratory data analysis. So if you learn this Python, it will be a link for generative AI, current most trending and agentic AI, machine learning, deep learning. For all the roles which are essential, mainly required Python only. Even in interviews also, if you are going for other company interviews, even they will not ask you to implement this, to implement that directly. So they will be main focusing only on the testing. So that is where all the modules where we have covered up to now. So even other than this, we are going for the other modules which are required are mainly concentration on the data structures also. So those data structures concept also will be included here. So actually my class every day will be one hour and 10 minutes. So in that 5 to 10 minutes, you can ask for any queries or doubts. So the thing here is we are not restricting to only these topics. Even I will be telling more concepts also. So wherever it is necessary and which is an essential, where I will be covering the other modules or other topics also. So daily 1 hour class will be there. So parallelly, what I am doing, you are also supposed to do along with me. So even I will give enough time for you. So must and should have to practice in the class. Even parallelly, I'll be giving some of the assignments or tasks related to that and have to submit by the following day. This is how the procedure of the Python classes will be there. So we'll be discussing and we'll be implementing all those things here. So thank you all.